Hello, it is Tina Clark, computer teacher, and I'm going to share my screen here. So hang on. Okay, I am recording in Zoom this time instead of my other screen capture program. So I hope I don't stumble around too much here. So it is computer and it is August 19th, 2020. And there's a picture of me in case you forget what I look like. All right, so we are going to talk about special days in August. Here we go. So we are in August 2020, and we're going to talk about special days in August. And like I said, today is August 19th. So the day that I made this video is right here, August 19th, but you might be watching it on a different day. So whatever day you're watching this, you could pause this video and find today's date, if we're still in August anyway, when you see this. Find today's date on that calendar if we're still in August, all right? But I'm going to go ahead and keep going. There's the word August 2020 with the American flag. Okay. August is our 8th month of the year. August has 31 days. Let's talk about special days and events in the month of August. And here's a question. Who has a birthday in August? You could pause the video and speak up and raise your hand as to who has a birthday in August, if anybody in your class does. And if you did or will be having a happy birthday, if you did or you will be having a birthday in August, happy birthday. Let's keep going. The weather. What's the weather like in August? Before I read it, maybe you can guess. We are in the month of August right now. What do you think the weather's like? You could pause the video and use your communication system or just say what you think the weather's like. Is it hot in August? Is it cold in August? Could it be rainy in August? Could it be snowy in August? You could pause the video and take time to talk about that. I'm going to keep going. In August, the average high is 82, but there can be hot days in the 90s too. It is slowly beginning to get darker earlier. And I pasted in the weather for this week. And again, this is the week of August 19th, so it might be different by the time you see this video. But this week in August, it's in the 80s, pretty much the mid to high 80s. And so I suppose that's probably pretty average, maybe a little bit above average, but I have noticed that it is getting darker earlier in the evening, which I'm not super happy about, but I guess it's going to happen. It's all part of the seasons. All right, well, look at this. What is that building? Well, this was a day that was August 7th. So at the beginning of the month, on August 7th, it was National Lighthouse Day. This honors lighthouses that shine for the safety and security for boats at sea, or sometimes even bigger rivers, which I think in the video it might be a river that I will show you. Lighthouses have shined their lights through fog and storms, allowing ships to find their way back to port during bad weather. We don't really use lighthouses as much anymore since there's newer technology to guide boats and ships. Most lighthouses are now used for historical purposes. And I am going to share, let me look here, see if I can figure this out. I have to do a new share here. So just a minute to make sure I know what I'm doing here. There's a video about lighthouses, or a lighthouse. This is a lighthouse at Mystic Seaport. I will show just part of this video, but I'm going to link to this video in the description because you will be able to watch it much more clear than what I can show you in this Zoom recording.
Every seaport needs a lighthouse, and this is ours. It's a full-size replica of one that's at Brant Point in Nantucket. It was a beautiful one to copy. It's one that's appropriate for our river because it is a harbor light. That's why it's so short. The original one in Brant Point is only 26 feet above sea level, and so is ours. It's special to us because it connects really well to our vessels and to the stories we try to tell here. The Charles W. Morgan, which is a whale ship, we have accounts from some of the mariners on board who'd be leaving in 1849 for several years and saying as they passed a lighthouse, I wonder when I'm going to see it again. For wooden sailing ships that didn't have GPS systems, that didn't have radios, that didn't have sometimes good charts, a lighthouse was really important when you were coming into harbor or when you were leaving to make sure you didn't run aground, or if there was a storm to help you figure out exactly where you were.
Okay, I'm going to pause it because you can watch this on your own much more clear. Okay, that's a lighthouse. And you know, there are different places in the United States where you could go visit a lighthouse. Now, I need to go back to Classroom Suite. So let me see if I can do that here. Share that. Okay, let's keep going. Whoa. What is that sound? You can pause the video and tell your teacher, tell your staff, tell your classmates. What was that sound? Something that flies in the air. What is it? I'm going to keep going, but you can pause it and talk about it. Well, August 19th, which is today, that's the very day I'm recording this, is National Aviation Day. Now, aviation is kind of a big word, and aviation just talks about airplanes. So, National Aviation Day honors the accomplishments of Orville and Wilbur Wright. The Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, invented the first successful airplane. Orville was the first person to successfully fly an airplane. His first flight was December 17, 1903, at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. So the word aviation talks about airplanes, and August 19th is National Aviation Day. And let's see if we can just see part of this video here. Let's see if I can get back into it. And I believe it's this tab here. All right, I hope I'm sharing the right screen. Orville and Wilbur Wright, inventors of the airplane.
The historic flight of a heavier-than-air machine powered by an engine with a man on board lasted only 12 seconds and was witnessed by only 4 men and a boy. Almost 2 years later, the Wright brothers flew 24 miles in 38 minutes, and the world began to take notice. The Wrights offered their flying machine to President Theodore Roosevelt's War Department, but were not taken seriously. In 1908, they had a contract to build the first military airplane. Others began to experiment with all sorts of flying machines, some ludicrous, some with dangerous results. The world had entered the era of aviation.
Wow, yeah, there were some dangerous results there. And let me just do a new share and get back into Classroom Suite. Yeah, so there were some airplanes that were tried out back then that didn't work. But Orville and Wilbur Wright, their airplane worked. That is August 19th. All right, I'm gonna pause that sound there. August 23rd is Ride the Wind Day. That's interesting. That is a carefree day to soar above the earth or to enjoy the wind. Well, and we're in a good place for that because South Dakota has a lot of wind. So it says, click on something you would like to do on Ride the Wind Day. Well, I have 5 choices. We're not going to go through all 5. I will link to every video because I do have a video for every button there. So the choices are flying in an airplane, flying a kite, you can do that in the wind. Take a motorcycle ride. When you ride a motorcycle, you can feel the wind on your face. Listen to wind chimes. The wind can blow wind chimes that sound really cool. You could go outside and blow some bubbles and let the wind carry the bubbles away. And in the description of the video, please look that up because I have links to each of these videos and I think that you will like them. I think for right now, we will do either the airplane, the kite, or the motorcycle. So I'm going to switch my screen here. and get back into Chrome. And let's click here. There's airplane, there's the kites, and there's the motorcycle. Which one should we look at right now? I think we'll look at the kites, and then I will let you look at the others on your own. So let's look at some kites, because you do have to have wind for that. This is a kite festival with really big, cool kites. And we are going to fast forward a little bit here. Oh, look at this kite. What is that? A dragon kite. That is big. That's cool. An octopus kite. Whoa. Look at those long tentacles. A skeleton kite. Our bones in our body, that's our skeleton. Oftentimes we see a skeleton at Halloween. Look at that skeleton kite. A blue whale kite. That's cool. It looks like he's swimming in the ocean. A very big kite. Not sure what it is, if it's a caterpillar or what, but that is big. Really big. People are running away, it's so big. A spinning kite. That's cool. Whoa, legs. A legs kite. Haha, funny. I will pause it. This will show up much better in your on your computer. Hang on just one second. I'm sorry. My phone beeped. I should have had it off. Okay. We're going to go back to Classroom Suite and turn the page. Anyway, before I turn the page, look in the description of this video and look at the other 4 videos. Fly an airplane, take a motorcycle ride, listen to wind chimes, blow some bubbles. Here we go. Turn the page. Did you hear that animal? I think I'll play it again here. Let's see if I can do that. All right, here we go. See if you can identify the sound of this animal. Here we go. Pause the video and tell your teachers or staff or your friends, what is that sound? What is that animal we just heard? Is it a cat? Is it a cow? Is it a dog? Well, I'm going to keep going. You can pause the video and talk about it. National Dog Day is August 26th. This day is to celebrate all dogs. And some of you have pet dogs. There are some of you out there that don't like dogs, and that's okay. But there are a lot of you that do like dogs. And this day is to also recognize the number of dogs that need to be rescued each year. Dogs can be a companion or a friend and keep us safe. Dogs can also do jobs in law enforcement, meaning a police dog. They can help people with disabilities, and they can even rescue people from tragedy. Now, I don't know that I have this video open, so I'm going to click on it here, and I will need to share the screen. So just a minute here. Okay, there we go. Working dogs. We will show a little bit of this. Again, please watch it on your own. It will show up much better. But you know, there are dogs that do jobs, and let's hear about some of that.
We know them as man's best friend. And while dogs have endeared themselves to humankind, they are not only great companions, but hard workers. For thousands of years, dogs have been part of the human experience. They have adapted and been bred to assist us in everyday life. They play diverse roles as livestock herders, rescuers, sled pullers, and even work to brighten the lives of the elderly and disabled. Early on in our relationship, dogs found a role within society. Their exceptional abilities to see and run and their protective nature made them perfect for herding livestock, fending off predators while keeping the herd moving. Even in the modern age, dogs are used in farm work in places like the rugged mountains of New Zealand. On an open range like this, a handful of dogs can handle thousands of sheep. They work tirelessly and cover up to 50 miles a day
Wow.
routinely.
I'm going to pause. Oh, look at that dog jump. Let's watch that. Sorry. That's cool.
Working the farm isn't the only way.
Let's see if I can go back and show that. Again, this is going to show up way better on your computer.
But
Whoa.
working the farm isn't the only way they help their human.
Ah, did you see that dog? It jumped over that fence. My dogs can't do that. My dogs are too little. I will let you watch the rest of that because there are dogs that do jobs. And dogs can be very smart. They can be trained to do these different jobs. Okay, now, let's see if I can go back to Classroom Suite. I think that's my last page. Let me look here. Yep, it is. That's something else. That's from May. We won't go there. Okay, so that is all I have for today's video. I hope this plays okay for you. Please make sure that you look in the description of this video and click on the links of the other videos because there are some pretty interesting ones. Those are some special days in August, and I will see you in the next computer video. Bye-bye.